Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of my normal, well-scripted, well-researched videos, today is more just going to be a conversation. Recently, a channel called TVFilthyFrank2 started getting really popular, and fans of the original Filthy Frank are kind of polarized by this. A lot of people really like this guy, and some people don't. So to help me portray the good and the bad of TVFilthyFrank2, I brought in Boomerang TKO, who is a fantastic YouTuber who's already done a really good video on the topic. But anyway, me and him sat down and we discussed what was right and what was wrong about TVFilthyFrank2. I hope you guys enjoy it.
TVFilthyFrank2 is what everyone knows him by, but Eli is so much easier to say.
It's so much easier.
For disclaimer, TVFilthyFrank2 is Eli, and now we're just calling him Eli.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's come out of all of this as it's progressed, is that I think at the start people weren't too sure about Eli as a person.
Yeah.
And his motives and how he was going to act and like act outside of the videos, and I think he's proven that he seems like a nice person, like just from the way he conducts himself.
Pretty much the only thing that I think that would need to change with his content is, I think if maybe he just put a little disclaimer at the beginning of his videos, or like maybe even in the description of his videos. I think a lot of the people who are giving him hate, it'll calm down. For me personally, the reason I have issues with it is because he's trying to portray himself as Filthy Frank. He's not portraying himself as a fake necessarily. He has some jokes where he kind of calls himself a fake, but for the most part, he's calling himself the real Filthy Frank.
He is. But I think when you say he's just called himself a clone a little bit in his videos, he's only had 2 videos, and hopefully in the next couple of ones, especially the next lore-driven one, he very much pushes the agenda of I am a clone.
Yeah.
Or like, Chin trying to push him as a clone. So I mean that would go a long way to kind of ease the tension that people have against him.
Yeah, like even if you don't want to come out and have your character say I'm a clone, there's ways to put it in there where you're not saying that.
Well, it's just Chin the antagonist is saying it.
Yeah.
So it's like in the story, he's the people claiming he's the clone of the evil ones, but it's also saying, yes, I am a clone to everyone who's watching. So
yeah, or have like Pink Guy come in and be like, something looks different about you, like why you look so weird, like something like that.
You could do it in a number of ways. The best way to do it would have George Miller come in and say, wait, you're the fake.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, just have
that's not gonna happen, is it? So.
Just have the real Filthy Frank come in and like knight him or some shit.
Getting back on topic though, because we're meant to be talking about, is it alright for TVFilthyFrank2 or Eli to be doing what he's doing? I think when you look at Lotus, I know a lot of people have an issue with her the way she conducts the videos and the fact that it's a bit cringy, but I think her creativity and there is no Filthy Frank in her videos. It's apart from maybe some B-roll of George Miller's Filthy Frank.
Yeah. So
I think if anyone wanted to join in on this now and make their own thing, that would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Is to like have the protagonist be their own original character, or at least not be Filthy Frank.
Yeah, it's
at the very least.
Yeah, it would definitely be like, make your own characters in the universe, but don't straight up copy what George did. I think that would probably be the morally the best thing to do.
Is it using the characters from Filthy Frank that you have an issue with, or is it just using the universe that you have a problem with?
I think it's the character. There's like a lot to it. There's the moral and there's the legality part of it, and then there's just the it's not actually George Miller. Like I know everybody wants him back, but it's not George Miller that's playing Filthy Frank, so it's not quite right. It's not the same.
Before you were saying about the book and how that means that these things are like 100% copyrighted. There is ownership of them in a legal sense. So, but where's the line? Where's the line for like the universe? Like it can't just be characters.
I don't know the legality behind the book. I don't know if the book was like copyrighted. I don't have a copy of the book or anything like that, and I didn't really do much studying into the book, so it's kind of like a gray area until we know more. So he could have all of that, the universe, he could have the characters, he could have all of that copyrighted, and therefore he would legally be allowed to take down the videos and be like, don't use any of this because this is my own copyrighted material. Or he could not have any of it copyrighted and it could be fine to use, like, legally anyway.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, like, for you, you're saying that the characters are the line, right? Because it's stealing, right? But using the Filthy Frank universe is also stealing technically, because that would exist within his book. So why would Lotus using the universe but not the Filthy Frank characters be okay?
I think just because the Filthy Frank character himself, or like anybody that George plays, I don't think it's not the same. It doesn't sit right with me.
That's a fair point, actually. Because I think the book is what gives it the copyright at like a extra extent to what the YouTube. Obviously, I don't know the legality completely, but from a moral standpoint, he owned it
Yeah.
on YouTube. Like, it's still his. So the book is only a very small part of what he's done. The YouTube is like 99% of what he's
Yeah.
done. So really, from a moral standpoint, that's what's important, is the characters that George Miller plays.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just saying your point was good. There we go. Fucking hell.
Another aspect of it is the like somebody like Lotus, or somebody who doesn't use the Filthy Frank character, or anybody that George, or any character that George plays. It does give it a more of a fanfic feel, like, and not necessarily like a copy feel. So I feel like TV Filthy Frank 2 or Eli, it's more of a blatant copy. He's trying to take over something that he didn't create. Meanwhile, Lotus feels more like fan fiction, and because she's not using any characters that George plays.
I'm going to say right now as well, because it does kind of go into this point. My favourite one at the moment is the guy with a couple thousand subs. He's just the one just called Filthy Frank.
Yeah.
Right. I really like him, and I think I've said to him, because I've been talking to him, my favourite parts are when he incorporates new characters. So he has Wipe, which is he's just like crazy.
Yeah.
And then he has Guardian, which is just like his fat mate stood there in underpants with a big massive metal pole. It's just like, and it's just so funny. He like pulls out a knife out of his butt crack. It's just bizarre. And I don't know. And it has like Chin Chin's son in it as well. Like, and it like who's like just blood in a saucepan. That's the character. I think that's an interesting, because that being my favorite part kind of plays into the fact that these new characters from Lotus and that's how we feel. That's where the moral line is for us.
Yeah. So and also another aspect is maybe people like me feel wronged by TV Filthy Frank 2 because of how popular he's getting.
But I feel like that's not entirely his fault. I feel like he's set it up to be successful from his profile picture looking the same.
Yeah.
From the titles being very similar. There are multiple comments saying, I clicked on this thinking this was a new original Filthy Frank video. So he, like, I feel like he knows his stuff from like search engine optimization, things like that, right? So he did set it up for success to a certain extent, but I don't think he could have, in his wildest dreams, expected it to be this successful.
Yeah. I mean, definitely don't blame him for something getting successful. I mean, if anything, we should be congratulating him. But I think that is okay. Or whether or not we know it's not his fault, it's still a reason that we kind of feel like it's not right, because he's gaining all this success off of faking something, off of taking somebody else's stuff. So for people like Filthy Frank clone, Filthy Frank, he still only has 2,000 subs. He's still pretty, like, his stuff isn't as polished, so it still feels like a fan-made project. Whereas TV Filthy Frank 2, it's super polished, it's super pristine, and the way he portrays himself is as the new Filthy Frank. So his success kind of makes it feel like he's trying to take over instead of trying to pay an homage.
Yeah, I think, to add to that as well, I think another thing that really pushed him over the edge is just like the production quality of that first video. Like, it looks like he put in a lot of effort, or at least, like, maybe he put in a lot of effort, but also he got a team behind him to put in the effort for him as well. But he has to get that team, together. But it was very well created, and that's something that I don't think anyone else has. Like, Lotus has a decent sized team behind her, because we know she's got like a camera person that she has all the time, and she gets actors in. So there's one guy that's in like multiple other videos who she doesn't know on a personal level. It's just like a mate. No, it's not a mate. I mean, it's just an actor. They just needed an actor, and he turned up basically. So from that point of view, when you have search engine optimization on point from like all standpoints, you're putting in loads of production work. I personally don't feel like he was expecting this, but it really does look like he was trying to set it up for himself.
Final thoughts on Filthy Frank. What are the final thoughts? Like, if you could sum up everything that we've talked about in a quick sentence, like all the clones.
Yeah. Okay. Final thoughts on the Filthy Frank claims is that until George Miller comes out and says something, it should probably be allowed to exist. But I don't know if it should exist.
It's like
no. I'm still kind of in the middle zone. I think Lotus should exist regardless. Like, even if George Miller came out and said she shouldn't be doing what she's doing, then maybe, but like, I'd be a lot more iffy about that. If the rest of the clones, from what I've seen, if George Miller was like, that is wrong, I'd be like, yes, delete your channel.
I think my final thoughts on it, all my videos end like this, I need to stop doing it, is however you feel about it is however you feel about it. If you want to continue supporting TVFilthyFrank2, then support him. If you don't like it, then don't support him. But you should never belittle somebody who you don't know because of your own personal beliefs.
Yeah, especially when he's like, seems like such a nice guy.
Yeah. And also, TVFilthyFrank2, if you ever watch this, collab, bro. What's up? Once again, massive shout out to Boomerang TKO. I really appreciate him talking with me about this, and you guys should really go check out his channel. If you like what I do, you're definitely gonna like what he does, because he does it way better. And he already has one really well-made video on the Filthy Frank clones, and I'm pretty sure he's coming out with another one pretty soon. So I'll link down to his channel if you guys want to go see it, and I'll put an end card at the end of this video if you guys want to click on the video he already has out. But that's gonna be it for this one. Sorry that it was kind of long. Sorry that it wasn't as well structured as my other ones. If you guys liked it, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.